the original that he pays. Okay, percentage questions, you always must be able to identify which one is your 100%. What are we comparing to? So since he always goes to ABC for his coffee, now he wants to go to XYZ, how many percent more does he pay? So yes, we know that it's going to be 40%, but how do we present our working? Okay, so percentage increase is going to be 40 cents or 0.4 over, initially it was $1, right? Divided by $1 times 100%. This will give us 40% increase. Okay? So where is my 100%? Just a side note, 100% refers to the $1. Okay? Now part B. If Uncle Zhu goes to ABC instead, how many percent can he save for a cup of coffee? So XYZ is actually the cheaper option, $1, whereas XYZ is $1.40. Now if in part A, Uncle goes to XYZ, he pays 40% more. Does that mean that if Uncle Zhu goes to the cheaper one, he saves 40%? Does it mean that way? I mean, logically it sounds like it, right? But you need to consider, what are we comparing to? Where is the 100% this time? $1.40 is our 100%. So now there is a decrease, right? From $1.40 it became $1. So the decrease is 40 cents. But out of what? What is the base? What is the 100%? So the percentage decrease is equals to $1.40 minus $1 divided by how much? What is the original? 140. Then you multiply this by 100%. Okay, so let's take a look whether this gives me 40% or not. Then actually it doesn't. It gives me 28.571%. So this is approximately 28.6%. Okay, hang on. Let me just bring attention back to part A. This 0.4, let me just make it clearer. How do I get 0.4? It was also 1.4 minus 1. So I get 0.4 also. Okay, yes, Roberto, what did you do? Yeah, you say. Okay, wait. So this is something that students may do. $1.40 equals to 100%. Is it? Okay, this part is wrong already. Presentation wise, it is wrong because over here, 100%, we know that percentage is actually a fraction, right? We can express a percentage as a fraction. We can express it as a decimal, right? Okay, so what is 100% in fraction? 100 over 100, right? This is the same as 1. Yes? 100% is actually the same as 1. Can I say that $1.40 is equals to 1? No, there are different things. This is just a number. This is money. In fact, the value is also different. Okay, what she should have written down was 100% of price equals to $1.40 of this is XYZ, right? Yeah. This is $1 of 100% of X. Oops. Of XYZ price. Does this make sense? This statement. 100% of the XYZ price is $1.40. So, how much are we looking for now? Percentage decrease, right? 40% of XY. Okay, so in other words, $1.40. I'm just going to rewrite it the other way around. $1.40 equals to 100% of XYZ price. Now, 40 cents is equals to how many percent of the XYZ price? This is the working we should show if you want to do it this way. Okay? The blue color one was what you wrote initially. It is mathematically wrong because 100% is the same as the number 1. It's just like 50% is the same as the number half. Percentage is not a unit. It's more like a ratio. Okay? 40 cents. So since this one is 100%, then 40 cents will be 100 divided by 1.40 times 0.4. This will also give me in percentage lah. Okay, nah? No, this is not 40. So 100 divided by 1.4 times 0.4. This is 28.571. This is percent of XYZ price. Percent of XYZ price. So this is the percentage decrease. Okay, this is a bit long lah, but it has the statement to tell you what is happening at every step. If you can do it without all this, then your working will look like what was originally above. This one. Okay? Can see or not? Okay, now the whole thing is in percent. Over here. Okay, the rest, look at part C. ABC coffee shop increased by 15%, XYZ decreased by 15%. Yes? Yeah. What do you mean? 71%? You're talking for part B or part C? Part B. How do you get 71%? 1 over 1.4. And then what do you do? Oh, yeah, the other way around. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Can. You get the same answer, right? So the question is your presentation. Did you do it correctly lah? The value is correct. I'm sure just now Rabiato's answer was correct. The value was correct, but presentation wasn't correct. So that is my concern for this type of percentage questions. Okay? So let's take a look at part C now. Part C, so new price for A, B, C. How much is the new price? Increased by 15%, right? So the final one will be 115%. Okay, this is 115% of what? Of original price. What was the original price? $1. This will be $1.15. Okay, this is the new price for ABC. This is original price, meaning the 100%. You mean the red color part? No need, no need. This is just for you to know only. Explanation. Then the new price for XYZ is equal to how many percent now? Also 150%? No, XYZ they decrease by 15%. So you get 85%, yeah. But 85% of what? Of the original price, which was $1.40. And how much do we get? 1.1. So 0.85 times 1.4. You get $1.19. Okay? This was the original XYZ price, which was the also known as 100%. So you see, in both cases, they have different values for 100%. We are comparing with different values. So which one will you go to now? Based on this, which one will you go to get a cheaper coffee? We'll go to ABC lah. So we will choose ABC. ABC offers a cheaper price. That's it. Can? Is this a real problem that you may see in reality? Yes, possible. Two different shops, one increased price, one decreased price. Although they both increase and decrease by 15%, but the final answer is not the same. They didn't increase nor did they decrease with the same amount of money, because the original value we are comparing with is already different. Okay? Any questions? Yes? You mean, okay, do you understand this step first? 115% of $1? You don't know why? Okay, what is the new price for ABC? How much did they increase by? How many percent? 15%, right? So after you increase from 100%, that is the original, you increase by 15%. What is the, how many percent altogether now? 115%, right? So percentage is always percent of something. 50% of original price. 10% of original price. So over here we have 115% of original price. What was the original price? For ABC? $1. That's the original price in your question. See over here? A cup of coffee costs $1 at ABC. This part. So the new price increased by 15%. It's 115% of $1. 115% is actually 115 divided by 100, because I can always convert a percentage to a fraction. So 115% is 115 divided by 100. The word over here, off, is the same as multiply. Right? We learned that in primary school. Half of 8. Take half times 8. 1/4 of 24. You take 1/4 times 24. So same thing. 115% of $1. You take 115% times $1. And you get $1.15. Yes, it is the same. It is the same thing actually. So see, 115%, right? 115% is the same as 115 over 100. So yep, you could have done that. But I need you to realize that percentages and fraction, they can convert from one form to another. So quick examples. 50% is equals to 50 over 100, which is equals to 0.5, which is also equals to half lah. Okay, 78% is equals to 78 over 100, which is equals to 39 over 50, which is equals to 0.78. One last one that you may see, 23.5%. Oh, what about this? This is 23.5 divided by 100, which is the same as 0.235. Okay? See that percentages can convert to fraction, which can convert to decimal. Any questions? No. Then question 11. What do you say, Yanggun? (11A). Angle between escalator and the ground floor is 25 degrees. So this angle over here is 25 degrees. This is a right angle triangle. They've shown it to you already. So let me just sketch it out. So here I have 25 degrees. This is a 90 degrees. Over here I have H, and this is 15. Right, so to find the value of H, why do they want to call the horizontal distance H? No reason. They can call it anything they want to. They call it H, but it may actually confuse you, right? Why could it confuse you? Usually you use H for height. Usually you use h for hypotenuse. Now they want to use height for this length over here. Doesn't matter as long as you know what you're doing. Okay, so given an angle, over here this 15, which side of the triangle is this on? Is it adjacent? What about opposite? Or the hypotenuse? This 15 over here. Hypotenuse. No, this is the hypotenuse, 15. It is the longer side of a right angle triangle. Yes, I'm doing A. Then I need this side over here. What is this side called in a triangle? Adjacent. It is adjacent to this angle. Okay, so using hypotenuse, okay, which is 15, and opposite, what is the triangle ratio we should use? Cosine. Sine? Right? So we have to determine, we have to decide which one we want to use. So sine of an angle is equal to opposite over. Wait, what did I write? Oh, I should have written A, adjacent. Okay, so what should we use? Cosine. Cosine 25 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is h divided by 15. So we form the equation first. Cosine 25 degrees equals to adjacent, which is h over 15. Take note of this over here, degrees. I must see the degrees in my angle. Sorry? Yeah, if never write degree, then it's wrong. Because there are other units to measure angles, which we will learn next time. Yes. Angles, your final answer will be 1 dp. Before that, 3 dp. Just add 2 lah. Okay? Then now, the value of h is equals to 15 cosine 25 degrees. And we get an answer, round it off to get 13.6 meters. Sine method. Oh. Wait, how? Oh, okay. So you get this angle, which is 75 degrees. Then h over sine 75 equals to 15 over sine 90. Yeah, also can. But I think mine is shorter lah. Now, part B. But good that you are thinking of that lah. Part B, the angle between the level 2 and the ground floor. So meaning this angle over here. Want to find this angle. We already have the value for h. This was found to be 13.595 with 5 SF. In my working, I want to use as many SF as I can so that my final answer will be as accurate as possible. Yeah, you can put even more if you want to, but generally 5 SF is good enough. Okay? So part B, angle between them. It is going to be a different triangle this time. I don't know what this is. It is in red. This over here is 13.595. But I do know that the diagonal length, the hypotenuse is 23. So which triangle ratio should I use now? Again, I will use cosine. Cosine, this angle, let me just call it theta. Cosine theta equals to 13.595 divided by 23. So instead of calculating this, then I get something, point something, and then I take theta equals to cosine inverse, then whatever. I will just straight away from this step write down theta equals to cosine inverse, then I keep everything so that it is accurate and I don't have to calculate so many times. Next step, just key in exactly into your calculator. Inverse cosine 13.595 divided by 23. Close bracket, answer. This will be 53.765 degrees. Running off to 53 0.8 degrees. Okay? Any questions? For the last one? Yeah, it is possible to just use Pythagoras theorem. Okay, part C. Many ways of doing it. Afiq has suggested using Pythagoras theorem. Since we know the adjacent, we know the hypotenuse, I can find out the opposite using Pythagoras. Are there other ways? Yes, definitely. I know the angle over here, which is 53.765. I can use tangent. I can use sine. Either sine or tangent, I can also find my answer. So let me just show you with sine. Is sine of the angle 53.765 degrees equals to opposite, which is the height. Let's just call this HT. That's what we want to find out. Opposite over hypotenuse, 23. So the height will be equals to 23 sine 53.765 degrees. And we get 18.551. Round it off to 18.6 meters. Those who did it in other ways, I'm sure you also got this answer if you did it correctly. Whether it is Pythagoras, whether it is used tangent. Okay? Sorry? Why? Pythagoras faster. Yeah, it's quite fast. Just take the sum of the squares and then we square root it. Okay, then next question, 12. A. How long does it take to empty the tank? How long does it take? 7 point. Okay, let's zoom in. It's halfway over here. So what is halfway? Okay, I think your paper not very clear. It is actually in the middle of this square, right? You see it's in the middle? So it should be 7.5. But in your exam paper, right, we will make it clearer for you because this one they make it very small, so quite hard to see. Some of you may have written down 7.6. For this piece of paper itself, I will mark 7.6 correct because it's very hard to read. Okay, but let me just use 7.5 as my answer. So how long does it take? It takes 7.5 minutes. Then for part B, the rate at which the petrol leaks out from the tank, how long does it take to empty it? It takes 7.5 minutes to empty 60 liters. So the rate at which it leaks from the tank is equals to 60 liters divided by 7.5 minutes. So if we do this, my answer will be in terms of liters per minute. Is that what they wanted? Yes. Okay, so 60 divided by 7.5, I get 8. 8 liters per minute. So if you had used 60 divided by 7.6, you would get, 60, you will get, 60 divided by 60 divided by 7.6. Yeah, you get 7.8947, then you round it off to become 7.89 liters per minute. Okay? So I said I will be using 7.5 minutes for my answer in part A. Now, part C, find the volume of oil in the tank after 3 minutes. So 3 minutes over here, I can choose to read off the graph. How much would that be? 36. Right? According to the graph, 36 liters. Or I can calculate. Every 1 minute, 8 liters leaks out. So after 3 minutes, 24 liters will leak out. So 60 minus 24, you get 36. So that's an alternative way of doing it. Okay, then part D. Part D says how much was leaked after 3 minutes. Oh, okay. So 60 minus 36 equals to 24 liters. And part E, find the time taken to empty 2/3 of the tank. So 2/3 of the tank, how much is gone? 2/3 of tank equals to 2/3 of means times. What is the original? 60 liters. This gives me 40 liters. So how long does it take to empty out 40 liters? So it's just simple proportion lah. And you'll get 5 minutes. Okay? 8 liters per minute, 40 liters will take time taken equals to 1/8 times 40 equals to 5 minutes. Simple proportion. Okay? Question 13. 6 different graphs. Still a graph that matches. Okay, let's just do it here. Y equals to negative x cubed. This x cubed over here what should it look like? Looks like a snake. So the snake either looks like this or it looks like this. Right? So we have option 3 or option 6. Now you have to decide which one is it? Who thinks 3? Who thinks 6? How do we decide? So what about negative? So you mean you memorize the shape, is it? Okay, let's consider what happens when x equals to a positive number. Okay, when x is a positive number, let's say is equals to 2 lah. Then y is equals to negative 2 cubed, right? This is negative 8. So when x is positive, y is negative. Where is the positive region for x? This is the positive region of x. This is the positive region of x. Right? On the other side is the negative region. So when I substituted in a positive answer, what did I get as my... When I substituted in a positive number, what did I get for my answer? Negative, right? Where is the negative region for y? Underneath. It is underneath. So based on this, which graph should it be? Figure 3, yes. When x is positive, y is negative. See, the graph is over here. Whereas in figure 6, when x is positive, y is also positive. When x is negative, y is also negative. Okay, so I know my answer is gonna be figure 3. You can choose to memorize, but if you suddenly forget, then too bad lah. Okay, so this one, figure 3. Next, y equals to 2/x squared. Power, this is actually 2x power negative 2. So what did we say about power negative 2? Exponential? No. Yes, it doesn't touch the axis because we cannot divide by 0. So I know that it can't be 1, it can't be 4, it can't be 3, it can't be 6. So it's either 2 or 5. 2 or 5. Sure or not? Let's try. We use the same logic again. When x equals to 1, for example, positive number, y is equals to 2/1, meaning 2 lah. So when x is positive, y is positive. Where is this region? It is over here, right? Similarly, I also have a graph here. So substituting in a positive value for x doesn't really help me narrow down. So let me consider for when x equals to negative 1. What is y equals to? 2/-1 squared. What is this? What is the value here? 2 divided by 1. How much is that? Is it positive or negative? So where should the graph lie? Above or below the x-axis? positive y is above or below x-axis? Above. It should be here. So my answer is figure 5. So this is the graph of y equals to 2 over x squared. This one was the graph of y equals to negative x cubed. So either you learn the logic behind it or you better memorize it properly. The part C, y equals to negative 3x plus 1. What is this? This is one of the most basic graphs. It's of the form y, straight line, because we know it is y equals to mx plus c. What is the m value in this graph? Negative 3, which represents the gradient. So if the gradient is negative, how does it slope? Downward. So what option do I have? Follow? This one must be y equals to negative 3x plus 1. By the way, do you know what this value is? Yeah, 1. Because that is the y-intercept. Oh, still have. The y equals to 1 over x. This is the same as y equals to x power negative 1. Yes, this is figure 2. Y equals to 1 over x. Because when x is positive, we substitute positive answer here. A number here, you get a positive y, this region. When x is negative, meaning on the left hand side, y is also going to be negative, meaning below the x-axis. So these are the 4 graphs. Then the last one. Find the value of a, just substitute. This one is a giveaway question. Everybody must be able to substitute this 2 inside here and inside here properly. So we have a is equals to 2 times of negative 2 cubed minus 6 times of negative 2 plus 3. This will give me negative 1. Then draw the graph. Let me search for the answer. So this is the graph. Okay, 1 mark for the correct scale, 1 mark for all the correct points, and 1 more mark for the smooth curve. So, why? This one don't look smooth. So, okay lah. Quite okay lah. So if I want it to be smoother, this will look like something like this. Still not smooth, but you get the idea lah. Okay, just make it smooth. So part A, we found it already. The value of A is equals to negative 1. Then part B, this is the graph that we have. Make sure you label it. From the graph, find the value of x when y is equals to 5. So where is the part where y is equals to 5? Over here. Y is equals to 5 over here. So this line is y equals to 5. So when I draw a line across, draw one long line. Okay, how many points does it intersect the graph? How many times does it intersect? 3 times. Where are the values? First value over here, second value over here, and final value over here. So we should have 3 answers. They are approximately negative 1.4 and negative 0.3 as well as 1.8. So this is for part C, part 1. Okay, 3 values. So after you have this, you flip to the back of your paper, you write down the 3 values. Then part 2, find the value of y when x equals to negative 2.7. Where is the part y x equals to negative 2? Oh, over here. This is negative 2. Here we have negative 2.7. this dotted one, x equals to negative 2.7 over here. Find the corresponding value. This will be, according to the graph, negative 23. This was C part 2. Okay, so flip to the back of your graph paper. Write down y equals to negative 23. Questions so far? Shouldn't be, it's just reading the graph. The part D, find the gradient of the curve at x equals to 2. We need to draw a tangent line. So let me just erase all this. Tangent line at x equals to 2. X equals to 2 is over here. So this is the point that I need to find the gradient. Take your ruler, draw a tangent line. It should look something like this. This is my tangent line at x equals to 2. So I choose two convenient points. Let me see. This looks not bad. So over here, the coordinates will be 3.5, comma 25. Then another point, maybe over here. So find your coordinates and calculate your gradient. It should be approximately equals to 18. Approximately. A range will be accepted. So the question of whether yours is accepted is, does your gradient look like this? If it does, and then you didn't make errors in your calculation, chances are you'll be accepted. So that's all for this paper. Any questions? Okay. Y equals to negative 18. I think that's quite far. Later you show me your graph. Okay? Any more questions? Yes, Irfan? C? C part 1, yes? How much do you get? Negative 0.4 and 1.85. Quite close to two of my answers. That means your line, you only draw this part. You didn't consider one more point. Oh? You got, how many points do you get? Okay. Good lah. Yeah, it is okay. It's very close already. Any more questions? Otherwise, please take out your Holy Innocents paper.